also the process. I need to tell you what I did, how I did it, and some of the challenges and some of the solutions I prefer.
Hey, you want to make a bit of money? You should do what I did. Get into farming.
There's a lot to talk about. I'm trying to explain a whole 4 months or almost 6 months work in under few minutes. So sorry, I wrote some points down that I am checking in order to really be able to go straight to the point. So after the irrigation, I planted my first set of maize. So the first set of maize, I had a problem with the first set of maize because when I planted it, I wasn't even there at the planting, and even to monitor it for a while because, as I explained, I have a job and stuff like that. So it was a bit difficult. So after planting, I was told that there was a lot of pest attack. Yeah, there was a lot of pest attack. And apart from the pest attack, I was also told that most of the maize has stunted growth. So the reason I kind of believed what my farm manager said is because when I went to buy the seeds, I noticed that the seeds, the corn seeds, there was something purple on the seeds, and I was like, I started asking the person that sold the seeds to me that, sorry sir, I don't understand, why is this purple material on the seeds? They then explained to me that the seed has been there for a while, so the purple material is kind of like a chemical trying to like revive the seed so that the seed can still perform well. So when I planted that first maize, my farm manager told me that the maize didn't do well. It wasn't growing and stuff like that. When I went to the farm, I actually saw some were growing, but it wasn't growing like you would expect. So I wanted to complain back to the person I bought the seed from, but he told me to send him proof of when the maize was young, and I didn't have proof of when the maize was young. So I just had to let that go. I was able to harvest some from the first set, some bags. Even for the harvest, I wasn't there for the harvest. So there was a lot of mistakes I made, that I had to correct. So the second, I had to decide immediately. While the first maize was growing, I was already working on the second maize. So the first maize was what I got from the Ministry of Agriculture, but the second maize was, I bought it locally. I bought it from the locals in the environment. So after buying those ones, I planted it, and those ones did fantastically well because when I planted it, they grew well, everything sprouted, clean work. I'll post the video, if you can see, this is when, I'll show you when it was dry, and maybe when it was still booming. You see that it's, you see that it's very tall, and the maize was actually doing very well. So it then came time to harvest. But before I finished that second set of maize, I also planted sweet potato. You see the way I think is, I'm trying to test quickly. I'm not trying to waste time on just one crop and hoping that one crop does well or not, because one crop can fail you. So that is what saved me last year, because if not, I would have given up in agriculture by now, because I did this, did that, did this, did that. So I was reacting fast. I wasn't just wasting time on sulking over my losses. So by the time I'm planting the second maize, like within weeks, I'm planting sweet potatoes. I'm doing ridges for my sweet potatoes, and I'm planting it immediately. So I did ridges for my sweet potato, planted it. So I told you that I planted maize 2 times. So the first maize was from the Ministry of Agriculture, and the second maize was the local one. So the first maize that I did, after harvesting, I was only able to get like 10 bags. Yeah, 10 bags of maize. Then the second one I did was, I gave the team close marking. The kind of close marking that I gave that second one, it wasn't there. So the second one, I gave it close marking. That second one, I made sure that I was there. I won't join in harvesting, because if not, that's when I started to discover that even that first one, I made a mistake, because I trusted what they were saying. I didn't know that I made mistake of trusting what my farm managers were saying. I didn't come to site to see what's going on. So the second one, I discovered that these people that were trying to help me harvest, like the farm laborers, what they were doing is that, you see the corn on the stalk. I think I'll try to explain the corn on the stalk. There's corn on the stalk. So what they will do is that they will fill the ones that are big. If they fill inside, they'll fill it from the cup. They'll fill it from outside. That okay, but this one is big. Once they feel that it's big, they'll leave it. They will then go for the ones. Once they feel that it's small inside, they will not. Those are the ones they will not be harvesting for me. They are now complaining, this corn is too small. But I say all this corn don't grow well. Everything they small. Me personally, I now carry back. I carry back. And when any person is telling me about farm labor and I'm paying them too small or something, I just look at them. Sometimes I want to insult them because that anger for what these farm laborers used to do for somebody, it's still. Sometimes I just have to let it go. Sometimes I have to carry back myself and start harvesting those same places that they told me that the corn was too small. I went through those places and I was harvesting big corns. Big corns. I tell you the truth today. Big corns from those same places that they were saying that they were harvesting small corns. I will harvest big corns from those places. I saw that I was filling bags fast. One bag, I carry one bag, go to that same place that person told me that it's only small corn that I saw, and you see big corns like this. So the thing then came to my mind that it's like these people are trying to play me, because this same place now you're telling me that it's small corn. Now I'm seeing that it's big corn. That means you plan to sell those corn. You have already planned that you want to sell those corn for other people. Or you've planning that okay, if I leave, you will come back and come and harvest those big corns and you go and eat, or you go and sell it for someone else. So the thing really pissed me off, but I let it go because at the end I ended up, coming every day, harvesting corn like 2-3 days. I'll come and be going through all the places that they've passed to harvest corn. If not, because at the end now, when we finished harvesting that second set, we were able to get almost 15 bags. Not small bags, but 15 big bags, almost 15 big bags. That second harvest is what really saved me. If not, if I didn't participate, in that second harvest, I don't know where I would have been by now. So after harvesting now, the workers now, see here, the workers now, it was now time for me to transport my corn from the farm to at least maybe somewhere I can store or go through the next process. Do you imagine that these workers now, they refuse to come and help me carry these bags to put in the truck? Like, it was crazy. These people were Nigerians. So they refused to come and help me carry this corn that they've harvested into the trucks. So at the end, I ended up doing most of the work myself. So that day I lifted almost 10 bags. Then the truck driver helped me to lift some bags. The person that I came with helped me to lift some bags and put in the truck, because these people refused. They said they are working somewhere that they will not come. They refused that they will not carry that corn for me. So I said no problem. I let those things slide. And after transporting, I forgot to mention, during transportation, I had the option between using the bike and the truck. Now, the difference between the bike and the truck is that when you're using the bike, they charge you per bag. But when you're using the truck, they charge you per journey. So let's say you have a bag of corn now. A bike may charge you 1,000 per bag. But when you're using the truck, you fill up the truck to as much as you like, and on an agreed distance, and the truck will charge you per journey. So let's say if you, instead of paying 1,000 per bag of corn, you may end up paying maybe something like 10,000 for almost 20 bags of corn. So I obviously went for the trucks because the truck was actually cheaper. So I think that is why people encourage commercial agriculture, because it's easier. It's almost like it's easier to move large volumes than to moving small volumes, because trucks will be more inclined to assist you when they see that the volume is high, and one journey will make all the money that they want to make for that day. So next time, if I want to do any form of agriculture now, I'll be doing it large scale. I won't be doing small again. So if I want to do it now, I'll be dealing with more like, tons. I want to be doing like 60 bags, 100 bags, a lot of bags. I want to be having a lot of bags. I don't want to be just be doing small volume. So in order to finally sell the corn, as I explained, we were already in the second season. So I was harvesting this corn around early December. Yeah, it was early December that I was harvesting this corn that I wanted to sell. And that period, it then had like a corn scarcity. People really didn't have corn to sell and stuff like that. So first thing is that I needed to shell my maize because I didn't want to sell the corn fresh. Because when I wanted to sell my corn fresh, somebody was pricing one bag 10,000. And in my head, I'm like, I don't think these people understand what I've gone through in order to even create this one bag for you. That one bag, there has been clearing money inside, there is labor money inside, there is corn money inside, there is harvesting money inside. See, when I show you the result, I'll try to explain a bit of the breakdown of how much I spent, how I spent it, and the results. So that one I'll still do a video about it next Saturday. But this one I just want to explain to you the process. So they were telling me 10,000 for a bag. I said no, there is no way I'm going to collect 10,000 for a bag of maize because the money that I spent on a bag of maize is more than 40,000, almost 40,000 that I spent on planting, harvesting, doing all those things for each bag of maize. Even me, my personal sweat entered that thing. My back, that period, my back was fucked up. I was like, I felt sick, seriously sick for almost 4 days. I had to buy medicine because of those extra work I had to do just to make sure that those maize came out from that farm, because people were hell bent on making sure that I didn't see anything from that farm. So I had to shell the maize. So when you mean shell, that means like now you have the maize cob. So shelling is just like removing the maize seeds. So you remove the maize seeds, then you then dry it. When you then dry it, you can easily then store it and sell it at any time you like. So what I did is that for that maize seeds, I used people. I told people, okay, come and help me, remove the seed from the corn something. So the people that came, there is this method where they put inside the bag plenty, then they start beating it. Once they beat it, the seed will be falling out. So the people that came, we first agreed on an amount. You understand? So when they were now doing the work, they then came. They now said, they no go fit collect that amount again. We say you work too hard. So you see, that's why next time I wanted to use machine for that thing, but they're pressuring me to use people. That's why next time, if I want to do that deshelling of my maize, I would rather use machine than use people, because the cost I spent on using people was 3 times the cost of what I would have used if I used machine. So let's say the machine was calling 5,000 for me. I almost spent almost 15,000 because I decided to use people on that same work. But if I use the machine, I would have spent like maybe 5,000 to 10,000, and I will finish that work in a day, because this work almost ended up taking 3 or 4 days. So there are some times that you need to use people, there are some times you need to use machines for some different things. So after shelling it, then I decided to store it. So someone helped me to study my maize till someone came and the person bought it. When the person bought it, it was still pricing. But I decided to just give him, for a reasonable price. So now, after a while, I harvested my potatoes. So I decided to harvest my potatoes the next year. That was this 2024. That is when I harvested my potatoes. And when I harvested my potatoes, the potatoes was plenty. It was plenty. Or let me say it this way. So the potato now, I'm supposed to have harvested that potato December period, but I didn't harvest it in December period, because when we went there, we took some samples, and when we were taking some samples, we discovered that most of the potatoes were still very small. So we still had to leave it on the ground for a while and harvest it. We then decided to harvest it 2024. So when I was harvesting 2024, we still discovered that some were still small, but we had like a huge number of like big potatoes. So the big potatoes were going we're looking at almost six bags, six big bags, six potatoes, big bags. So, but when we harvesting, the amount of potatoes that we harvested was a lot. I could say that we almost harvested, let's say, 15 bags. Personally, I was even looking at the bags that we're carrying now. I was like, these bags are not enough, because the potatoes we were churning out every 30 minutes was a lot from the ground. So what happened was, someone then came and told us that the potatoes that we are harvesting currently, it's not going to sell in the market because they were too small. So we had, like, let's say if we harvested maybe like 7 bags or 6 bags or big ones, then we had maybe like 7 or 6 bags or small ones. So we then had to start selecting the big potatoes out of them to sell. Then we had to leave the rest. So the amount of bags that we didn't sell of potatoes was almost 7 bags that we had to leave on the farm to waste. 7 fresh, clean bags of potatoes just because the size was small. We had to leave those bags on the farm to waste. Until now, I still regret that, because funny enough, potato became very scarce that period. We went to the market and we discovered that potato was very scarce that period. And people were buying both the big and the small. But even when we're in the market, these market women are very, very wise. They are very wise, because what they were doing is they were trying to make you feel like what you're bringing was not valuable. So even when I was in the market, so this market women were coming and they were pricing me like as if I stole the potatoes. Like, I don't know if they were looking at my face, because my face, I look very gentle and calm and everything. So they were pricing me like as if I stole those potatoes, because potatoes during that period was almost like 30,000, and you see someone coming to come and price you 10,000, 15,000 for a bag of potatoes. So it was very crazy. I didn't go with that. So also some of the potato had some spots because we've left it on the ground for a while. So some of them spoiled and stuff like that. So we had to select the good ones for the market and leave the bad ones on the farm. But we also had some very good small ones. I was eating some of them raw, just to at least help myself. So after taking it to the market women, the way they were pricing us, I've explained that. But other thing is that most of them did not want to buy. So I ended up opening one bag, started selling one bag on the spot. And even the way they were buying that bag, I didn't really like it, because it was like I was doing a woof for them. That is why now I've changed my tactics. My tactics is that I am no more going to be going to the market to go and sell my products. I would rather take it to the shop I established in Lagos. So I thank God I have established a shop in Lagos. I'll be moving all my farm produce to that shop. Then I'll be trying to find a way to store those products, then be selling it little by little. I am not going to be doing any rush sales again, because at the end, I ended up selling those potatoes for credit. And after selling those potatoes for credit, we agreed on price. Let's say, let's sell this bag of potato for 10,000. Let's sell this bag of potato for 10,000. At the end, these people started telling me, did not sell it to buy this and that one. At the end, they were not paying me like 5,000, like 7,000, like 8,000 for the same bag of potato that if I wanted to sell personally, if I had patience, and if I took it to somewhere that I could keep for a while, I know that I would have sold those potatoes at a very good price. And transport and everything, I didn't know how to move these goods, so all those things really affected me. That's why I say, as a new farmer, it's important that you understand how to sell your market, because at the end, all your hard work is still down to that market, because market women, you can't trust them, and market women are out for their personal gain. They don't mind making 200% on top your hard work. Their own concern is that they make as much money as possible from whatever you bring. And you as a farmer, you need to protect your interest. So as a farmer, you need to ensure that you are selling at a price that is okay for you. So that's the mistake I made, because I started selling out of desperation. I didn't sell out of the need. out of the need to incorporate the money that I spent on doing agriculture. So those are my experiences during my first year farming. I'm sorry this video took so long. I didn't plan for it to take this long, so I will end it here till when we meet again. So next Saturday I'll be giving you the breakdown of each and everything, in terms of percentages, how much of my capital did I put into each thing and what I wish I could have done better. So I'll be sharing that video next Saturday. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe, like, leave a comment, do the necessary things, on your notifications, because most of these stories I'm telling you guys, I don't think most farmers will be able to tell you as passionately as I'm telling you from my experience. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Subscribe.